health correspondent Dominic Hughes is in St Helens, where the council is launching an initiative to get the rugby club working with primary schools to encourage healthy eating and exercising, and I think he's in there somewhere. Dominic, can you hear me?
I am Clive, yes. Hello, welcome to the gym at the local sports centre here in St Helens, where there is a particular issue in this borough around obesity and overweight. This is an area that has a very high proportion of people who are really carrying much more weight than they should. Now, I think we've got a couple of photos that we can show you to sort of illustrate the journey that people have to go on. These are Paul Chesworth and Angela Astles. Paul was 26.5 stone in 2014 when this photo was taken. Angela was 23 stone in 2013. They both underwent bariatric surgery to try and help them lose that weight. Let's have a look at how they look now. And I think you'll agree they both look very different. I have to say, guys, I didn't recognise you from the photos when we first met a couple of hours ago. Paul, to start with, I mean, what do you think lay behind the weight gain that you underwent to start with?
I think from being a child, my sister emigrated to the States, and I think there was also comfort eating in that. It's probably come from my teaser with it that I was abandoned as a child. And from being probably 6 or 7, obviously the weight started to gain and move on over my childhood and into adulthood, really. Different types of jobs that I did, different physical types of jobs, and then moving to lose weight. And I'm an expert on a lot of diets because I've dieted many times, and yo-yo dieted, always went bigger after the diet had stopped, and got to a point in my life, mid-40s, where I developed diabetes. Again, weight related. It was a family trait, so it's a DNA type thing. It comes with a family interest. And at that point I'd seen my dad actually through probably the last 20 years of his life suffer really bad with these diabetes, and not have a good position. And I think it was around about probably mid-40s that I made the decision that I needed to do something. And after talking to a good friend of mine, Diane Sylvester, who is a nurse in Warrington, she said, have you never considered the surgery? They've made leaps and bounds. And when I started to research it, was the fact that the surgery takes away, on a lot of people, the type of surgery I've had, removes the diabetes, and that's in remission. So technically I'm not diabetic, but what it's given us through the pathway that I actually started here in this gym about 4 years ago, 5 years ago with the National Health Service, it gave me a pathway to the surgery and to where I am now.
That's amazing, and this is the gym that you used to train in. That's quite an amazing story. Angela, you were telling me that you underwent this surgery as well, but it's as much a mental battle as it is a physical one.
Definitely for me. Starting off my childhood at the age of 10 was the first time I had to see a dietitian. Struggled my entire life with obesity and still do today. I'm very focused on the fact that for me, my opinion is that obesity is definitely a disease. It's not just a case of eat less and move more. Over the years, like Paul, I've done all the diets. I've done the exercise, had a personal trainer, and still gained weight. For me, it's definitely about a mindset, and that's why I ended up having the bariatric surgery, losing 12 stone within the first 12 months. And that itself brought challenges. Some people think it's an easy way out, but it definitely isn't. It's just a tool to help you. What you have to do after the surgery is get your mind in the right place and with the right support. Family and friends, and also a support charity that we're both involved with, WLS Info, which is a weight loss surgery information charity. We've met many people who have struggled their life, and they give us great support, and that's why we also got involved with OEN, the Obesity Empowerment Network, because they're trying to bring the government to recognise in this country that obesity is actually a disease, and to stop the stigma that goes with it.
Because some people watching this might say, well, you know, isn't obesity a bit like smoking? You know, you just need to give it up. You need to cut down your portion size. You need to exercise a bit more. But you don't think that's right, do you?
No, I totally disagree with that comment. For the simple reason, I take on board, my dad was a smoker for many years, and he just packed up. But if you're a smoker, an addict to cigarettes, to alcohol, to drugs, you can get help. The government recognises them, and they'll give you help. You can get patches, you can go to support groups, and you can stop. You can go cold turkey, and with a lot of effort and help and support, you can stop your addiction. But I still have to eat. I turn to foods for a comfort. It's a mental state. And I think that's why we're OEN trying to get people in the medical physicians, all the medical teams, to actually recognise that, because their quote from the chairman of WLS Info, Ken Clare, he actually came up with the quote of saying, you know, there's nothing about us without us, and as patients, the government and the medical people need to listen to the patients to know what we've gone through.
You can hear the running machines going on around behind us. Paul, let me ask you, well, you know, as a country, we seem to be in a big hole when it comes to dealing with weight and obesity. We seem to have an unhealthy relationship with food. Do you think, given the experience you've both been through, do you think we can get out of it?
I think with a lot of effort and a lot of focus, but there is a win-win situation, is that the government have got to invest more money, but it's got to start at the early ages. It's got to be the education in the schools, it's got to be portion control, it's got to be portion sizes. It's the fact that other European countries recognise that this is a disease, and the treatment in those countries now, and the respect and the advertisement, is reaping benefits left, right and centre. For instance, my medication was round about £10,000 over 2 or 3 years. The operation cost £10,000. I'm 4 years out. The National Health Service isn't paying for my medication at £10,000 over 2 or 3 years. Type of thing.
One nice thing I should tell the viewers is you both met through a support network, didn't you?
We did.
And you're now together and you're engaged.